My name is Roxy Long, and I portray Mrs. Murphy, the head housekeeper at the J.E. Reeves Museum. When our school children arrive, I greet them in the third floor ballroom, and we spend about 45 minutes talking about things that happened in the Victorian era. They discuss the school books that they would have studied from. They studied from a McGuffey Reader, which is a book like this, and I read them a story from it. We do an exercise in cursive handwriting because I'm not sure how much cursive writing they do these days. We talk about what was appropriate etiquette or manners during that time period. We discuss the dress code and how the boys and girls would have dressed so much differently than our young people do today. We enjoy some hands-on games such as ring toss. They run around a little bit and get off a little bit of their energy. We do one that I think is their favorite, and that's where I take a tray and we put several items on it, cover it up, and then when I uncover it, they concentrate on all the items there. When I cover them up again, the challenge is to tell me how many things they can remember that they saw on the tray. And this is quite a competition for them because they always want to be first to tell me what all they can remember. But they help each other out, they prompt each other and give each other hints. As I said, I only get about 45 minutes with the young people, and then the maid comes to collect them and they move on to another part of the house and continue their tour. I so enjoy having them. I hope they enjoy being there. It's a learning experience as well as a fun time for them. And I thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you at the museum.
Hi, Cami Stanley again, social media coordinator at the Reeves Museum. So while we are still under our stay-at-home order, today we're bringing you some ideas of different games that you can play at home that might have been played in Victorian times. And one of those games, believe it or not, is cornhole. Many of you might have this game at home, but if not, there are other ways to play. We don't exactly know the history of cornhole because many variations of this game have been played over the years. If you don't have a cornhole game, you can see I have kind of an off version here. As long as you agree on the rules ahead of time, you can make them up. You can assign points, bean bags, balls, rocks, whatever you have to throw on in. All right, and if you don't have those, something else you can try right over here. If you don't have a board, you can take string or rocks and you can make your own circle, as many as you want. You can use the bean bags. If you use a ball, it's probably going to bounce. You can even use a rock, excuse me, Ollie, and just try to get it right there. It's going to bounce a little more, which is going to make the game tougher, but you could have some more fun. So the idea here is be creative and see what you can come up with and just have a lot of fun while you're staying at home.
And now we'll show you how to play the game. Right, so you assign a point score for each of the pegs. Usually we use 10 for the center one and 5 for the outside, but you can assign whatever points you want to. And then pick a distance and you just toss the rings unsuccessfully. And you'll probably be better at it than I am, but there you are. And that's how you play quoits, the Victorian game, or ring toss as it's known now. However, if you don't have the wood or the materials to make your own ring toss or quoits game, and you have sidewalk chalk, which most of us do have in our houses, especially if you have young children, it's easy enough to make the game with chalk. So just like the game, you're just going to want to draw your quoits board, however you want to do it. And then assign points, just like you did with the normal game. And then you're just going to toss like you did before. And hopefully be better. Probably not. It helps if it's not so windy. But since it's about to storm, that's how it's going to be. And that's the Victorian game of quoits. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
The next game I'm going to share with you is Kim's Game. This came from Rudyard Kipling's book Kim, in which a young boy who was an orphan of an Irish soldier was raised in India, and he later became trained for government work. And one of the things they would do to help his memory is they would take different items and put them on a tray such as this, and he would have a certain amount of time to look at them. They would take the tray away, and then he had to try to recall as many items as he could. So I have 10 items here, and you have multiple things laying around your house that you could use this for. So if you look at things for, let's say, 30 seconds, and we take everything away, then you have perhaps 30 seconds to try to remember as many items as you can. And once your time is up, you come back and see how many you could remember.
Right. Another Victorian game that was very popular was called Lookabout. Very simple and something that you can do inside or outside, depending on the weather or where you're at. Small room, big room, doesn't matter. All you need is a simple object. And today I have chosen an odd Halloween ping pong ball that looks like an eyeball. And what you do is you take your object, whatever it is, and you hide it somewhere in the room. And then someone else has to come back in the room, or other people, and they have to find that object. The thing is, you can't hide it underneath things. It has to be in plain view. So it has to be somewhere where it can be seen, but kind of in a sneaky way. You don't want it to be too obvious. And that's how it's played. And now I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to hide it, and then I'm going to make George find it. Okay, so I've hidden the object. If you remember, it was that ping pong ball that looked like an eyeball. And now George, who has the camera, say hello, George.
Hello, George.
Is going to find the object hidden in our living room. We'll see if you can help him find it. Go ahead, George. Okay, do you see it yet? Nope. And if they're not very good at finding things, or you're playing with young children, you can help them out by telling them they're warmer or colder. George should be okay with it, but let's see if he has any luck. What do you think? Did he miss something? Oh, there you are. George found the item that we hid. All right. So, there you are. George won, and now it's George's turn to hide the object. So if you can hide the same object, you can make it a little bit harder by finding another object to hide. But there you are, and that's a Victorian game of Lookabout. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this game, and we'll see you later this summer, perhaps at the Reeves Museum. Thank you.
It's pretty amazing to think that some of these games that we've been playing for years were being played 100 years ago. Now, if you have any more games or ideas of activities for people to do while they're staying at home, please share those at socialmedia@reevesmuseum.org, and be sure in your email to give permission that we can share that video online, and maybe you can help some other folks find some entertainment while they're home as well. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you at the museum really soon.